Don't take a DNA test if you can't handle finding out that you might be the daughter of a f***er. I did a DNA test about 6 years ago, so the results come back and I did not match any of the cousins who had also taken that test. I reached out to my cousin and I told him that I didn't see them on there, or maybe I didn't know what I was doing. So he said the most obvious reason would be that you are not your father's daughter. But then there's where the drama starts.
She was about to uncover something that would flip her world upside down.
He said that when my uncle and my dad were little, my grandparents had a big fight about the way they looked because one looked a lot like somebody else, a different dad. So what we decided to do was ask my grandma to take a DNA test. She did it and she and I did not match. So then started my questions to my mom. She was not happy about that. But I was just like, hey, so by the way, I did a DNA test and, you know, Chuck's not my dad. So who is it? Girl lied. She lied so bad, and they said that I was being scammed by the DNA test. She wasn't budging, so I had to go and investigate on my own.
She got in touch with a DNA detective agency, but little did she know her mum was about to spill all.
I still kept asking my mom. She was fiery mad, and she finally just said, I don't know. It was some guy in a white truck. She told me that she worked at a bar, and my dad that I thought was my dad the whole time was a bouncer, and they had broken up, and I guess to get revenge on him for whatever she was mad at him about, she messed around with some other people. So she found out she was pregnant, and it was just easier for her to pin me on Chuck, who I thought was my dad. Not the greatest choice, but I guess when you find out about my real father, I guess he was the better of the two.
But she had no idea how dark her real father's past was.
On family tree DNA, I had one match that was pretty close, and she was a cousin. We were able to contact her, and she was able to lead us to another cousin who was closer to my age. These two were half brothers, and one was way too young. My mom was 31 when she had me, and this guy would have been in high school. But unfortunately, the other one had already passed away. And yep, you guessed it, he was in prison for charges and he died there. So even though I was hoping that that was not my real dad, we reached out to the younger brother, and thankfully he was super nice and agreed to do a DNA test. And he came back showing half uncle. So now that I've confirmed what my real last name should be, it's the same dang last name as my husband's ex-wife.
Things were adding up, but not in the way she hoped.
I always hated hearing that I looked like my husband's ex-wife. So I was just extremely nervous and nauseous about the whole situation. It would have been humiliating for one. Other than that, our kids would have ended up being both siblings and cousins, and that is some real redneck Alabama right there. It finally came back and there was no match whatsoever. Thank God.
She found out that a few months after she was born, her biological father had been sent to prison for a horrific crime. He always claimed innocence, but no one knows the real truth. Looking back, she's grateful to not have grown up with him. Sometimes not knowing your father